Hi, I'm Edgar Halba, and this is The Joy of the Faith. So, prayer, what is it? Prayer is typically known as us asking God for things, right? Like, God, please let me win the lottery, or please let me get a promotion, or help me find a girlfriend or spouse, which you can learn more about on our How to Date a Woman playlist, so check it out. But prayer is much more than just asking God for things. Prayer is officially defined as the raising of one's mind and heart to God, or the requesting of good things from God. Now, those examples that we said before, those are part of it, right? Or requesting good things from God, because ask and you shall receive. But it's also raising the mind and heart to God, because out of the fullness of the heart, the mouth speaks, right? So mankind is really good at raising our minds and hearts to God, but we don't really ask God for a lot of things, right? I'm just kidding, like, we always ask God for things, but sometimes we don't make time to raise our minds and hearts to Him. But something that will really help us, something that we focus on here, is mental prayer, right? Because there's two kinds of prayers. Actually, there's like 9 levels of prayers, but 2 that are kind of like the foundation are vocal prayer, which everyone's really good at and is well known, but mental prayer, that's the hard part. I want to say something really quick about vocal and mental prayer. Both of them are awesome. Mental prayer is like the higher one. And why is it the higher one? Because when we're sitting there praying in our minds, it requires us to detach from things and really just focus solely on God. But even in vocal prayer, there's a mental aspect behind it. According to Scripture, it's the heart that prays. And we know that to be true. People can say whatever, but if they don't actually live it, if they don't actually change their lives around it, it doesn't make any difference. Like in any relationship, right? If I'm married to Anne-Marie, but, and I say that I love her, but I don't do anything to show my love for her, I really am not growing in that ability to love her. And that's why as a Christian or anyone that's seeking the truth, growing in prayer is really what's going to allow us to be more self-sacrificial, because by setting that time aside to do something we don't want to glorify God, we'll also grow in that ability to set things aside, set our own desires aside to love the people in our lives. And I don't just want you to listen to me, so I'm going to read to you from the great Christians that have come before us, some of their quotes on prayer, so you can truly see the great love that they had for prayer and the need for it. St. Louis de Montfort says, "To vocal prayer we must add mental prayer, which enlightens the mind, inflames the heart, and disposes the soul to listen to the voice of wisdom, to savor his delights, and possess his treasures." We see St. Louis there echoing what we said before, that in order to have a solid vocal prayer, you must have a mental prayer as well. You just can't be saying the words and have nothing behind them. Mother Teresa said, "Prayer enlarges the heart until it is capable of containing God's gift of himself." Man, what a wonderful woman to say that quote. She probably had one of the biggest hearts that the world has ever seen. And how was she able to have such a huge heart for those that were dying and diseased? By prayer. Prayer was her foundation, and it needs to be ours as well. St. Josemaria Escriva says, "Your prayer cannot stop at mere words. It has to lead to deeds and practical consequences." Here he is calling a spade a spade. You can't have a solid prayer life and not allow it to change you. You can't read the Bible every day or go to church or have silent time with Christ and then just, be horrible to everyone in your life. It has to change your life. Otherwise, it's useless. And finally, St. Teresa of Avila, who says, "For prayer is nothing else than being on terms of friendship with God." Teresa of Avila probably had one of the best prayer lives of any Christian in history, and she knew that the foundation of prayer was friendship with God. I mean, when you have a friend, you want to be with them. And how was she with God? She was with him in the silence. She just listened to him. Maybe she didn't hear anything, right? But she was there and said, "God, this is my time for you. I want to be in friendship with you. I want to give you my time and let you decide what's going to happen with it." And that really shows when you have great trust in your friend. When you just show up and you don't have any plans and you're like, "I'm sure you'll figure it out," right? It's awesome when you go off, maybe on a flight to visit a friend and you don't have any plans and you just trust that they'll guide you to the best places in town. Same thing with prayer. We give God that time, especially in mental prayer, which is higher than vocal prayer, one that we really need to grow in, especially in this time of great noise. We say, "God, here's my time. I don't have any plans. Do with me what you want." And we can really grow in that detachment and love of God, and therefore love of our neighbor. So please try to make time for mental prayer. If you want to start with 5 minutes a day, that's better than 0 minutes a day. Have a blessed day, and God love you.